John Catt joins me now from the Leicester Secular Society. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning. I mean, I'm sure you haven't thought of Britain as a Christian nation for some time now, have you?
Well, it depends how you define Christianity and nation. Culturally, I'd be the first to accept that we've got a vast inheritance from the Christian tradition. Just look at all the parish churches in all the villages that you come across, and simply look at our language. I'm a humanist, but I find I'm quoting from the Bible quite often.
Yes.
Simple things like "He without sin don't cast the first stone."
Yes, exactly.
Culturally, we certainly still owe an awful lot to the Christian tradition. In fact, even secularism is well accepted by many Christians simply because Christ is alleged to have said, "Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar, and unto God that which is God's," or words to that effect. And that makes, if you like, secularism more acceptable to Christians and possibly to some other faiths. But this report, of course, we very much welcome. It's bang in line with our objectives, which in our strapline is for an inclusive and plural society free from religious privilege, prejudice and discrimination. And what the report's effectively recommending is a reduction in the privileges that the church, the Anglican Church in this country has in terms of its influence.
Have you played that scenario through, though, in your mind, John? And what would Britain look like as a result of you achieving that goal, do you think?
I don't think it would look very much different in the short term. We're always evolving. If you go back 500 years, we'd have been fighting wars and probably burning people still for having the wrong.
Yes, and I hear that a lot. We often refer to the past, often centuries ago, when sort of setting out these arguments. This is a very contemporary argument, though, isn't it? And if we look at France, for example, as a secular society, you're right in many ways. They don't appear to be very different from us at all.
Well, France actually there are different versions of secularism. France has a very anti-clerical tradition. They prefer to confine religion, if they can, to the private sphere, which is laicity, I think, if I want to be picky, rather than what I regard as secularism. The United States, it can be argued, is actually a much more secular country than France, and its version of secularism is welcoming in saying that all religions are welcome in the public space, but all have to be treated the same. The government mustn't get involved and treat them all the same.
My worry is, though, the law of unintended consequences and all that. What we would lose something surely utterly fundamental to who we are as Britons and how we define ourselves if we were to sort of erase this aspect of our lives, even if we don't identify with the religion itself.
I don't think this report is suggesting that we erase it. They're suggesting we add to. In other words, if you look at our culture, it's been built up over time from loads of different things. You were asking somebody earlier about whether, as an atheist, whether they celebrate Christmas. Well, actually, Christmas was Saturnalia. It was borrowed and built upon by the Christians. Santa Claus actually is a commercial invention. Yule logs came from pagan Germany. The giving of gifts and charity were pre-Christian ideas, actually, in the festivals that were celebrated prior to the year zero, if you like.
But the importance, I mean, if we're talking Christmas, for example, the importance of that in terms of our calendar, our very calendar, the very existence.
Well, nobody's talking about abolishing Christmas.
But isn't that one of the things that might happen somewhere down the line if we no longer sanction Christmas as a national public holiday because we're no longer a Christian country, then at some point in the future, if we continue rumbling down this road, that's the point we're going to get to.
No, it's a bank holiday. And it's celebrating the fact that the days are getting longer, and it was celebrated long before the alleged birth of Christ.
Precisely, but my point is that the calls to make Eid or Diwali bank holidays as well will grow louder if we continue to celebrate Christmas as a bank holiday when we are no longer identifying ourselves as a Christian country. Whilst we continue to identify ourselves as a Christian country, there is a strong argument to maintain Christmas as a bank holiday, and for the time being, we'll not celebrate any other religious holidays in that way.
Argue the opposite. If we regard Christmas as a Christian holiday, and there's no evidence at all that Jesus was born on the 25th of December,
yes, all right.
then you can argue that other religions should have their holidays. If we argue that it is simply a secular holiday which celebrates the fact that the days are getting longer, which is what it's always been celebrated as by all the pagans and all the other religions who've chosen it as a festival date, this is a good day to have a party. We can see the days are getting longer. Let's have cheer ourselves up.
Yes.
That is a much stronger argument for a holiday than saying we'll have holidays on. We've got to have a holiday for the Hindus. Well, we'll have Darwin Day for the humanists, shall we? No, you can't. You don't do that. We simply have bank holidays because that's a good time to have a bank holiday.
Okay, John, thanks very much indeed. Wind beneath your wings today, I can tell. Nice to talk to you. All the best. Thanks very much indeed. John Catt there from the Leicester Secular Society.